everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and this is the video you have all been waiting for. I've had a lot of questions on how much Palfish pays and when they make payment, so this video will be all about payment. So let's get to it. Firstly, keeping in mind that there is an exchange rate. I have previously done this video last week and I cleaned my phone, so I lost the video. But when I done the conversion last week, I got 68 Rand per lesson, and when I done the exchange rate this morning, I got 67 Rand per lesson. So there is a slight difference depending on the exchange rate, so please do keep that in mind. And secondly, this video is going to be about my personal experience according to my schedule and my time frame with Palfish. Obviously, the more classes you have and the more time slots you have open, the more money you will make. So as previously mentioned in my video, I only do my schedule every hour. That gives me at least 20 to 25 minutes for me to prep for my next class. I don't want to put myself under pressure on having a 5-minute gap before I have to jump into my next class. So my scheduling is every hour, and I've made it only in the mornings, and you can obviously open your schedule any time of the day. You can teach at night, you can teach in the mornings. I prefer doing it in the mornings when I'm at home alone, kids are at school, and I have time to teach. So once you've signed up with Palfish, you will get 100 yuan RMB, which is 254 Rand. So that is for buying your props. I personally just printed the props I needed and I laminated them, but also keeping in mind that they do have a reflection depending on the lighting. Just keep that in mind. And I do have props that are not laminated, but they do tend to break when I put them away. So I personally prefer laminated props. Most of my slides I've done, I had to use household goodies, so I don't think it's necessary to actually go out and buy a whole lot of stuff, because you also won't know exactly what class you will have until the student books you, and they can book you within 24 hours. And I've had slides on cats, butterflies, dogs. So I had my little cat teddy bear. I've had slides on washing your hands and brushing your teeth. So I had my little bottle of soap and a toothbrush. I had slides on fruit. So I had my apple, banana, grapes, blueberries. So there are things at home that you can use for your slides. Most of your slides that are needing props are from your PF1 to PF5. Anything above PF5 you don't really need props, because those are your older children and it's more revision work and it's phonics and it's grammar work, so you don't necessarily need props for that. You can have a whiteboard or a chalkboard where you can actually write on there for them if they are struggling with a word, but you don't really need to go out and buy a whole lot of props. For your trial classes, you get 38 yuan, which is 98 Rand per lesson. So your trial classes are there for the students and the parents to test you out, to actually see if they are going to book any further lessons with you. Do not be discouraged if you don't get any students after that. I've had 2 trial classes and those students have not booked me. And I have had other students book normal classes with me. Don't be discouraged if they don't book you any further. You will have other students that you can teach. So one way to attract students is using a thing called Moments. It's on your app and you can literally post anything on there. I usually post on a Sunday night, especially my schedule for the upcoming week, and that way the parents and the students can see your availability for the week. Post anything on there. I have posted about my pets and I've put photos of my pets on there, and I've said these are my pets, and I've asked the students what are your pets, and that way you can interact with the parents. But the students do want to see what kind of teacher you are, what are your hobbies, what do you like doing, and that is ways to attract students, because you will have students that possibly love fishing, and if I go and post a whole lot of fishing videos, that student will be attracted to me and say, right, this teacher does fishing, so let's see what she's all about. And that is one way of attracting your students. And secondly, also having a wide variety of open schedules. The more schedules and the more time slots you can open, the more students will book you. Palfish works according to points and to levels. So level 1 is 0 points, which is your standard 26 yuan per class, and it's 67 rand. Level 2 is 300 points, 28 yuan, which is 72 rand. Level 3 is 700 points, 30 yuan, which is 77 rand per class. Level 4 is 1100 points, which is 32 yuan and 82 rand. Level 5 is anything above 1500 points, and that is 35 yuan per class, which is 90 rand. So obviously the more points you have, the higher your rate per class will be. And ways to earn points is very simple. Never be late for class, come early into the class, at least a minute early. Sometimes I even do 5 minutes early just to sit there and wait for the students, because they take off 3 yuan every time you are late. So don't be late for your classes. And yeah, you can earn points by inviting teachers, by inviting students. There's a whole list of things you can do to earn points, and obviously the more points you have, the more money you'll make per class. You will get 200 yuan and 20 points if you invite students on your app, which is 517 rand per student you invite. You can also invite teachers, which is 300 yuan and 10 points, which is 775 rand per referral for the teachers. So please use my referral code. Other ways you can earn money is by doing free talk. It's not free, they just call it free talk. But that is where you set your own rates. I have made my trial 0.8 yuan per minute, and my standard classes are 1.8 yuan per minute. So that is something where you click on your profile picture and you can go online and you can literally talk to the students. They obviously phone you. You can do it via voice call, or you can do it via video call. I have not done a free talk yet, so you can do that. You can set your own rate, which is quite nice. And you can literally, as far as I know, you can talk about anything. As I've mentioned, if a student sees that you are into fishing, they might give you a call and you can talk about what kinds of fish you have, where do you find fish, how big fish are, what do they eat, what, all those things. So that is a way that you can earn money by just talking to students. Some students just want to talk so they can practice their English, and that is a way that you can earn money by setting your own rate and doing free talk. So about my classes and how much I've earned with Palfish in the last 2 weeks that I've been teaching. With my 100 yuan, 2 trials at 38 yuan per class, and I've done 13 classes altogether at 26 yuan each. So altogether I've made 514 yuan. Now keeping in mind, Palfish does take a 20% off your overall salary. And how payment works. Your first 2 weeks of teaching for the month, you will get paid between the 18th and the 25th of that month. And your last 2 weeks of teaching, you will get paid the first week of the following month. So because I've started on the 14th of August, that day does fall under the first 2 weeks. But you have to have 200 yuan in your wallet for them to transfer it over to your Payoneer. So because I didn't have enough in my account at the time, they didn't transfer it. So they carried it over to my next payment, which will now be in this week from the 1st to the 7th. So I'm not sure on what day that will reflect into my account. But they have transferred it from my wallet into my Payoneer account. So now I have to wait for the payment to reflect before I can transfer it over into my South African bank account. So I do hope that this video was helpful and that it can give you an idea of what you can make with Palfish. As I've mentioned, the more classes you have, the more money you will make. I personally do feel that it is worth working for Palfish. You can obviously set your own rates with your free talk. You have your own time that you can set your schedules. You can close your schedules if you're not available. So in my next video, I will be talking about the classes itself. So what type of students you get, how my classes went, what props I've used, how my students are, how they understand English, what I had to do in the sense where something went wrong in the video and I had to try and fix it. Just to give you a rough idea of how the students are and what is it like to actually teach with Palfish. So that is going to be quite an interesting video. So thank you for watching and I'll see you soon. Bye.